Just ahead of Canada Day weekend, the OPP is launching a major blitz to help you get home safely. Now, joining us right now is Sergeant Kerry Schmidt, who is at 401 and Avenue Road, just at the on-ramp there. Sergeant, thank you so much for joining us. What we want to know is, firstly, what will police be targeting this weekend?
Well, this weekend, our focus is going to be on speeders and aggressive drivers. That's one of the big four that we talk about all the time: distracted driving, impaired driving, aggressive driving, and seatbelt use. And right now, I can tell you, of those big four, speeding-related fatalities are the #1 killer on provincial highways. We've already had 30 people die this year alone, which is a significant, about an 80% increase nearly from the same period last year.
Right, and aggressive driving, we all think of aggressive driving as speeding, cutting people off, but what else could be considered aggressive, and what, in terms of, how people are driving, usually, going into a long weekend especially?
Well, you think about that now. Aggressive driving comes in all sorts of forms and all times of day and all types of vehicles. Even right now, as people are trying to get to work, maybe for the last day before summer vacation, trying to drop off the kids or just get that quick coffee run in before you hit the office, and you're running a few minutes late. You're trying to make up a few precious seconds, and by doing so, you're you're tailgating other vehicles, you're weaving through traffic. It doesn't need to be in a sports car or a fancy vehicle or motorcycle. It can be done in your minivan, your old used car, or a pickup truck. It's all sorts of things in town, on the highways, anywhere you're driving. If you're in a hurry, you're not paying attention, you're putting that pedal down and trying to make up some time, you are driving aggressively. And the fact is, people are dying because they're taking chances and they're not realizing how much risk they're actually putting themselves into just to gain a second or two.
And with long weekend driving, obviously, Kerry, it's a different animal than just a normal commute to the cottage. What should drivers, especially drivers with families in the car, be aware of heading into a long weekend?
Well, if you're heading out this weekend today, again, this is awesome, exciting. Everyone's looking forward to summer, to July, to Canada Day. So whatever you're doing, in-town activities, out of town, going to the cottage, going to the lake, if you're packed up to the gunnels and you can't see around you, that can be a problem as well, because you'll be making lane changes in front of traffic. So just take your time, plan ahead, have your journey, your travel as part of that vacation, part of that time. Enjoy the outdoors, enjoy the scenery that you're passing as you're going down the highway, and just don't be in a hurry. Give yourself that time. When you look at your navigation, often it'll tell you what your estimated time of arrival is. That's going to be pretty consistent, and by stepping on the gas and trying to make up time by speeding through construction zones is not going to give you any appreciable difference in time, but it's really going to put yourself at risk. And that's what we're going to be doing all this weekend, focusing on aggressive driving, focusing on speeding. We're doing a major launch over at Vaughan Mills Bass Pro Shops this afternoon at 4 o'clock, a car show. Everyone's invited. Bring your car, and let's get that conversation going. If you want to drive aggressively, take it to a track, go someplace sanctioned. The highway is not your personal racetrack.
Agree with that. Thank you so much, OPP Sergeant Kerry Schmidt, joining us this morning.